This year, we were given glimpses of the newest lineup of Nintendo games and gear that are already out, and what is to be expected to release once 2025 rolls around. However, we were given promises by Nintendo that a new piece of tech will drop on the market, something that Nintendo fans will love, and it's... Is that an alarm clock? Wait. This was released exclusively in Nintendo stores and shipped to Nintendo Online membership users in October, and they're selling it at $100? Well, let's get into it. There's nothing to be gained sitting here and mulling over the darn thing. I'm Mr. J with a quick review. As one of Nintendo's newest electronic products, Alarmo looks like an interesting addition to their line of merchandise. Just from a brief look over, Alarmo doesn't look like it will take up much space unless your nightstand is the size of a table leg. The design looks endearing and cozy, so people of all ages that have Nintendo in their lives can appreciate Alarmo. And with my limited research, it requires 7.5 watts to use, so unless you're the whack job that buys, 1,000 digital alarm clocks when available, just to listen to a horrifying cacophony of daily and nightly Nintendo music to wake up and sleep to, it's most likely not going to make a serious dent in your electricity bill. Look, my core knowledge of Alarmo is from the launch trailer, skimming over the random gaming newsfeed and forum posts, so the most I can do is speculate. Personally speaking, I'm not financially irresponsible enough to buy a $100 alarm clock, but fortunately, my friend Insigneos is.
Yep, that's me. Wait, hey!
And thank you, Insigneos, for agreeing to do a simple and hopefully comprehensive interview of Alarmo. And without further ado, let's begin. First question. In the vein of Alarmo's relative size, how ergonomic is it for a nightstand or resting area?
Well, in terms of Alarmo's size, it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it would be, considering the trailer. I assumed it'd be like 4 or 5 inches, like 5 or 6 inches across, but I believe it's 4 inches, it fits into a 4-inch cube, but it's like a 3-inch space? Hang on, I have something for scale. Here we go. Here is my Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. As you can see, it fits snugly into there, and it is the length of how many Minute Maid pink lemonades. We have 1, 2, about 3 Minute Maid pink lemonades, not a sponsor.
Do you or a family member need a Nintendo account to utilize Alarmo?
So you do not need an account to connect it to the internet. I believe you do need a Nintendo account to connect it. You do need a Nintendo account to connect it so that way you can download new alarms as they come out, but you do not need the Nintendo Online plan in order to utilize Alarmo.
So from what I'm gathering is that you don't need it to make it work, but you are going to need one if you want to access all of the new albums and alarms that Alarmo is going to have.
Yes, and while you don't need the Nintendo Online plan, either the single one or the family one, you will need that in order to purchase Alarmo online. If you're able to go to New York and the Nintendo store there, they probably have some still, and you can get it that way. But if you want to get it online, you're going to have a Nintendo Online account. If you already have one, then it's not really an extra fee, but if you don't already have one, then it turns a $100 alarm clock to a $120 alarm clock.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ugh. 20 already on top of the 100.
Yeah, but that's only if you don't already have Nintendo Online.
How easy is it to set up and maintain Alarmo?
Oh, it's extremely easy to set up. So all you have to do is you hit the button once, takes you to set alarm, you pick a theme, and then you hit steady mode, moderate mode, or gentle mode. That's just really just the vibe that it's gonna wake you up to. Then you set the time, and there you go. It will wake you up at that time. And if you need to set it for specific days, yeah, it's this one. If you need to set it for specific days, you can set by day of the week. And so I have it set for weekdays, just not weekends. You can also set it up for hourly chimes, where in between your alarm's wake-up time as well as your set bedtime, it will just play chimes like a cuckoo clock. And lastly, in terms of setting up the correct time or date, you can easily just connect it to the internet, and it will automatically set the time according to the internet.
Can you set particular times, or is it a hard set 7 a.m. or whatever time you set it for in the morning alarm? Like 7 in the morning in one day and then 6 in the morning in another.
Oh, no, you cannot do that. Despite this being a digital alarm clock, you can only set one alarm. Which is really strange, but it's something they could and should patch out.
Yeah.
Or like patch in the ability to set multiple alarms. At least 2.
That would have helped, considering that you have certain times of certain days, and
yeah,
when you have certain events going on, you're going to need to set a different alarm.
Yeah, no, and like for $100, like it really should have had that out the gate.
It should have, but here we are.
Yeah, when it comes to setting up where to put it, you have Sensor Zone, which allows you to denote what size bed you have, tells you how far away you can have it in terms of height. You set where your nightstand is, and you can set how close the clock is going to be to your bed itself. You have Alarmo tilted like towards the middle of your bed, and there you go. Now the sensor zone is complete.
That is impressive, but I feel that does not take away from the fact that they did not have multiple alarms built into the Alarmo in the first place.
Well, one thing it can do is that it has regular alarm clock mode, where instead of using the sensor, you just hit the button, in case you don't have a nightstand next to your bed. Which also doesn't make up for the fact that it doesn't have multiple alarms. Okay, next question.
All right. Next question. How effective is Alarmo at waking you up and keeping you from falling back asleep?
It's actually really good at getting you up, because at the designated alarm time, it will just slowly build up into the video game sounds, and if you're not moving, it will keep getting louder, and as you move around in your bed, the little circle thing will get smaller and smaller. You'll see that footage when I send it to you, but this little circle thing will get smaller and smaller, and once you actually sit up, it will go away, play a little victory chime, and there you go. It's all good. But if you just get up, then fall right back asleep, Alarmo will track that.
Oh.
It will actually tell if you sat up, then went back to sleep, and it will start alarming again if it detects no movement. And if after 20 minutes of that happens, then a secret hidden alarm mode goes off. And if it's Legend of Zelda, it plays the Guardian attack.
Oh, dear God. Oh, no, that's bringing back some memories I am not ready to unearth.
Yeah, me too. How do you think it felt waking up to it?
Oh boy. Does Alarmo have any internal customizable features? Better way to put that is, can you customize the display of Alarmo?
So depending on what theme you choose to wake up to, it will change the face of the clock. So right now is Mario. You've been seeing Mario for a while. Let me turn it to Breath of the Wild. And now it's Breath of the Wild themed.
Holy crap, that is impressive.
Yeah, and so most days I prefer to have it set to random, so that way it changes every single day.
Oh.
So in terms of customization, there's a lot. Well, there's 5 themes. If you set it up for shuffle, it does that every single day. So you're never waking up to the same thing twice. Or if you want, you can wake up to the same thing every day.
I don't think I'd want to fall asleep and wake up to Guardians every day. That's how I'm going to get PTSD. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun.
Does Alarmo connect to your phone, Switch, or both? And if so, does Alarmo send information to an app that tracks your sleep profile?
So it does not connect to your Switch or your phone or to really anything other than your account for the purposes of downloading more themes. But it tracks everything itself through a motion sensor, not a camera. But to be honest, the idea of Bowser watching me sleep kind of turns...
Yeah, okay. We're back. Oh, geez.
So as you can see here, it tracks how well I've been sleeping. As you can see, I haven't been sleeping the best on some days, and that might actually be because my cat triggers it. That's unfortunate. It also tracks your wake-up records, so how fast you got up. You see, today the alarm didn't go off, but yesterday I woke up 1 minute before the alarm, and it could tell that, and it didn't play the alarm because I was already out of bed. But, on
Cool.
Friday, I slept in 15 minutes because it was the sound of Pikmin drowning.
I don't know what that tells me, and I don't know if it says anything good.
Okay, well, bad example. Okay.
What are your favorite sounds of Alarmo to wake up to?
Well, clearly, the sound of Pikmin drowning. But I would have to say the Koroks theme from Breath of the Wild because it plays the Hestu dance.
Ooh. Oh, that is a catchy one.
We have the Great Fairy. Gliding. Pikmin has just a bunch of breaking stuff and picking up stuff. Splatoon is honestly probably my favorite because it's the actual sounds of a turf war with the music in the background.
Whoa.
But my least favorite one is gotta be Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ring Fit Adventure. What did we expect?
Like, why is this here?
It feels like the pity invite to the party.
Kind of, yeah. There are a lot of like omissions here. Like there could have been like Fire Emblem. I don't know what iconic sounds from Fire Emblem there would be. Metroid. Wouldn't you want to wake up to the sound of Metroid self-destruct music? On second thought, no.
Earthbound?
Yeah, Earthbound. Yeah.
I mean, there's a list we could go down. There's like a Punch Out. There's actually Captain Rainbow, I think.
I don't know if Captain Rainbow's well known enough, but one glaring omission is Pokemon. Pokemon's not on here, and I understand that the situation with when it comes to Pokemon and Nintendo merchandise is
Very spotty.
yeah, very spotty.
I don't even want to get into the Pokemon, Nintendo, and Game Freak situation debacle /
I think the term you're looking for is polycule.
Yeah, probably. It's just one thing compounded into another when talking about that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Honestly, the one theme I'm hoping for is, Eternal Darkness, because that'd just be funny. Like, it tells you the wrong time, it wakes you up in the middle of the night and gaslights you into thinking that you're gonna be late. Are all my lights on?
Honestly, that sounds both very interesting and also very mortifying.
Yeah.
And considering it's Eternal Darkness, that would be a very on brand for them.
Yeah.
Any noticeable blind spots that Alarmo has that could impede its ability to function?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that you need to set it up correctly, because if you don't set it up in the right way, it's not going to be able to properly track your sleep. And, it's the Nintendo alarm clock. You need to make sure that Bowser is able to watch you sleep.
Okay, I don't want to unpack that can of worms tonight.
I do. It turned...
Okay.
In terms of other blind spots, when it's going off, you could just hit the button and then it goes to turn off alarm mode. And so you could do that. But the thing about that is you have to press the button, turn it, and then press it again. And you'd have to know to do that while you're asleep. So it's honestly going to be pretty rare. I've never done it while I was asleep, because the thing about it is if you hit the button, it asks you, do you want to turn off the alarm? It starts on no, and you have to manually turn it the correct way in order to get it to turn off alarm, and then hit the button again.
So it'd be a very strange set of circumstances to get it to do that.
Yeah, you would have to be awake enough to turn it off, but also sleepy enough to fall back asleep. Which, isn't impossible, but, at that point, then that's your fault, not Alarmo's. But, yeah, that and the fact that you can't set multiple alarms.
Yeah.
That's an oversight.
It shouldn't have been, but here we are, and unfortunately, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Should Nintendo keep Alarmo in the product family and not drop it, what do you feel would be positive and meaningful changes and/or significant upgrades to the Alarmo version 2?
If they were going to make another Alarmo, I'd say, well, honestly, just a Alarmo 1.5 or 1.1. More colors than red. That'd be nice, like a dark blue, maybe like a Zelda-themed one. I don't know.
Yeah, more Nintendo-esque, but it would feel like, you get, give it Mario overalls, give it a Zelda Master Sword Hilt thing, like a Pikmin, like a potted plant with Pikmin stuff, heck, anything. Because I'm not I won't trash on it. It's very nice looking. It's just very plain.
Any other questions?
Not that I can think of. I really think that this is funny that they were working on this And not the Switch 2.
Wait, this isn't the Switch. Wait, this isn't the Switch 2?
Not unless it's a mini-con. I don't think it is.
Dang it. I spent $100 on alarm clock.
Oh well.
Alright. Were there any other questions?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Let me...
At the end of the day, Insigneos and I are talking about an alarm clock. Granted, it's an expensive alarm clock that Nintendo can sell because they know a good chunk of their audience and fan base will buy it. So my recommendation is if you have $100 and either you or a family member or friend you know has a love for Nintendo products, go for it. If you want to wake up to Mario, Splatoon, Pikmin, Ring Fit, or Zelda music, it's your money, you spend it how you want to. Sky's the limit. Sales pitch aside, I'm impressed at Alarmo and what Nintendo has in store for it. They already have new music and sounds lined up to release via download in the pipeline. For all we know, Alarmo probably has a lot more packed into it than we first thought. They most likely will have updates that add simple quality of life improvements to it over the course of a few years, albeit ones that should have already been baked in, but I digress. And if my words piqued your interest, get your wallets ready for 2025. And that's because, as of checking their website, Nintendo is not taking any more Alarmo registrations for 2024. I'm Mr. J, wishing you a Merry Christmas, a Merry Kwanzaa, and a Happy Hanukkah.